What's going on, everyone? This is the first time I do a live on YouTube. So I'm going to see how this works. But, if you have any questions, I'm going to be here for the next 45 minutes. Okay. And obviously, I have a topic that I'm going to talk about. But if you have any questions, please let me know. And I'm going to make sure to take time to answer any questions that you have. Okay. So, what's the topic of today? And this is something that I've been talking to many of my students about next year, 2021. And this is obviously for us, people that work in IT. And this is something that I really need you to think about because this is huge. Like, this is huge, okay? The way that you're going to go through your IT career next year, 2021. And this is the time for you to realize that probably you have to do things differently and not for you to do the things that people advise you or guide you to do from the IT community. Because to tell you the truth, most people have no idea. And I see too many people that have a YouTube channel have no idea on what's going on right now. They basically motivate you, for you to do the same things that are not working for you. And the reason why I wanted to take this time on Saturday is to give you some awareness on what you can do better. And obviously for you to really start planning out on how to execute, next year, 2021. Well, let me talk about, about COVID, the pandemic. Many people end up losing their job, not in IT, okay? So what happened is that because a lot of people end up losing their job, again, nothing to do with IT, for many of them was a wake-up call for them to think like, holy shit, I have to do something about it. Let me find something for me to put myself into, and a career, obviously. And when you take a look online, you're going to obviously see a lot of opportunities, a lot of programs, a lot of degrees related to IT. And what that means is that right now, for the last few months, there are a lot more people, a lot more individuals getting into IT. Now, think about this, like really, right? Let's say last year, many people were going after jobs in IT. And even last year was very difficult for many people to get their first job in IT or for them to get a better job, for them to upgrade that job they had in IT to a better one. Now, this year and next year, 2021, will be a lot more difficult. And that's because now we're going to have a lot more people, And I know I had this conversation with one person that said, Jorge, there are so many opportunities, like so many opportunities out there. And I'm like, that's true. There are so many opportunities. There are so many job openings. And this is a career that it's growing, like a lot more jobs will be open in the next few years, And that's true. I totally agree with that. But one thing that no one says, one thing that no one talks about is that we're going to have a lot more individuals, a lot more people going after these jobs. So now it's not just you and another probably 20 candidates. Now it's you and probably more than 50 other candidates going after the same job that you want. And that applies to you. Even if you are new in IT, trying to get your first job or probably moving to a better job in IT. It doesn't matter. We're going to have a lot more people, individuals, applying to those jobs that you want to apply. Okay. And that's obviously something for you to think about, because if you end up doing exactly what everyone else is doing, you may not get the job. I'm telling you, there are so many people giving you so many BS. Many of the YouTubers saying things that really will not help you. You only focus on the technical point of view, and you thinking, oh, I'm going to get not one, not even two. I'm going to get 3 IT certifications. Because if I get more IT certifications, that obviously gives me more chance for me to get the job compared to other people that maybe have 1 or maybe 2 IT certifications. And that's not true. That's a lie. Okay, that's a lie. That's the time right now for you to step back and really observe. Take a look at the market and see what's going on. You see, many people give you advice like many of the YouTubers that have no idea on what's going on, one, and number two, they have no idea on where you are right now, thinking that, oh, if I give this advice, and I agree with everyone else, I'm gonna look good, right? Because I agree with everyone else. As if you've been following my channel, right? If you've been following my channel, you know that I totally disagree with most of what people say, teach, and guide other people on what to do, what not to do, what to focus on, what not to focus on, and basic, and that's something again for you to really look at the market, because this is not me lying. You see many people right now, they end up doing exactly what the IT community, what other YouTubers said about, how to get a job in IT, or how to go from that job that you have now in IT to a better one. And they still have no job in IT, or they still stuck on the same job. Again, you have to think of how can you go through your IT career and do things differently. If not, you're going to end up like most people, unable to get a high-paying job in IT. And this is something that I'm going to go on and on and on for the next few weeks until you really get it. Because this is a time right now for you to really start planning out on who you need to become the next year, 2021, who you need to become. And stop thinking about what's the next certification that's going to get me to the job that I want. That's not going to work for you. You're thinking on the CompTIA certifications, that's basically, it's going to allow you for you to be stuck like most people are right now. Those people that are entry level, they are trying to get their first job in IT. Let me go through some comments right now, okay? I see how identification. Let's see. Could you please hit that? And yeah, help us. At least we can hit the like button. Like your point of view, can attack you because you're a YouTuber. I'm not attacking any YouTubers. I really not. I'm just telling you things how they are. There's some people they're giving you good advice, and most of them they don't, because the only thing they focus on is on teaching you one technical thing, maybe two technical things. They don't see the big picture. We have right now this big problem. There are so many people that are very talented. They really have experience. They really know what's going on because, again, right, they've been working on projects. They had probably a few years working in IT, but because they still end up doing the same things, what happens? It's difficult for them to differentiate themselves from everyone else. Why would I give you some advice that I know it's not going to really help you? It's going to give you probably some knowledge, but it's not going to really help you in order for you to be able to differentiate yourself from everyone else, in order for you to be able to get the job, because this is a time next year, 2021, for you to really stand out from the other 20, 30, probably 50 candidates that are going after the same job that you want. Really think about this. I don't care if you don't like me, that's fine, but really listen to what I'm saying and think about it. How are you going to differentiate yourself from everyone else? You're probably thinking, Jorge, I have 2 years in IT and I'm going to go after my next job. And I have not one, not two, I have 3 IT certifications. Okay, that's great. But guess what? You have another 20 people that probably have more experience than you, or probably have another 2, 3 more certifications than you. And now you're thinking you're going to end up being able to get the job. And you're probably thinking, well, I really know my stuff. So if I answer every question the right way, I probably and more likely get the job. No, you're wrong. You're totally wrong. And that's the reason why you probably haven't got the job. I'm going to tell you things how it is. Now, I'm going to give you some advice right now. Okay, and really think about this, okay? And this is a process. I can go on and on, but let me give you something for you to think about, okay? When you go through the job interview process, okay? That's not for you to just answer the questions they're going to ask you the right way, okay? The way that you answer the questions makes a huge difference, because it really comes down to this. In order for you to get the job and everyone else, it really comes down to this, 2 things. They have to like you. If they don't like you, you don't get the job. You may be qualified, you may have the experience, you may have what it takes to do the job that you are applying to, but if they don't like you, you don't get the job. It's just that simple. And this is not me knowing better, okay? the thing about me, I do research. I reach out to the right people, people that are fucking playing the game. That means recruiters, that means IT hiring managers, senior IT engineers. I reach out to them. I see what's going on right now. Now, what's been happening the last 3 years. You see, I always go based on what's working, not based on what some guy on YouTube probably say that I have to do or that I have to focus on when they have no fucking idea on where I'm at in my life, in my IT career. So it's really difficult for you to get advice from someone when they have no idea on where you are right now. That's the difference. When I have a conversation, a one-on-one with you, I can focus on where you are at this moment. And the advice, the guidance that I can give you is very customized and based on where you are and what you're trying to accomplish in the next few months. That's the reason a lot of people right now in IT are all over the fucking place. They are. And that's the reason why they don't see any progress. Oh, I need to learn this. I need to learn that. Oh my God, I need to this. I need to get that one certification. Oh shit, I need to get that other certification. A few months go by and you still have the same job. That's exactly what's not good. Not good at all. Okay? Now, I'm just going through some, that's a lot of messages. So again, just kind of going through it. So again, the two things, okay? And by the way, you better subscribe because for the next few weeks, I'm going to do a lot of this. And by the way, I'm going to do some of them where I'm going to bring you in and I'm going to answer your questions and I'm going to be completely honest with you, okay? The way I go with my students. Now, this is something for you to think about because I know probably you're thinking, this is BS. Jorge's just blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. No, I have the proof. Many of my students, without a bachelor's degree, without having any experience in IT, were able to get a good job in IT, not an entry-level position. Now, if you, okay, are new in IT, you're looking into, or you are in the process of getting your first job in IT, you better, and listen to me, you better not get an entry-level job. Well, that's not what everyone is telling me, Jorge. Obviously, I'm new. I have to start my IT career somewhere. So obviously, and more likely, I have to get an entry-level job. No, you don't. No, you don't. There are better ways. Because let me tell you something. It matters. Not a little. It matters a lot. A lot. It matters a lot the first job that you get in your IT career. Me, I didn't know any better. I end up doing exactly what the IT community advised me to do. Exactly that. Jorge, you are new in IT and you cannot go to time. You can get your CompTIA certifications. Get your CompTIA Network Plus and your CompTIA Security Plus. And once you have that, you're going to be able to get a good job in IT. Obviously, an entry-level job, but go and do that. And I went and I ended up doing that. And for a few months, not weeks, months, I've been applying to so many jobs. And I got so many calls back. But when they find out that I didn't have any experience, that was done. They didn't call me back. Okay, I didn't move on to the next step of the process. And it took about 9-10 months in order for me to be able to get my first job in IT. And that's because I end up getting my CCNA and I end up getting my Windows XP certification. Yes, going back about 12 years ago, my Windows XP certification. And I remember, you can Google it. That exam was 270, 270. I think it was exam. Or 290. No, 290, that was a Windows Server 2003, now that I remember. But about 10 months. And why 10 months? Why 10 months? Because I end up doing exactly what the IT community advised me and guided me to do. And guess what? What my first job, an entry-level job, $13 per hour. Because I didn't know any better. I didn't have the right guidance on what to do, what not to do, what to focus on, what not to focus on. I ended up doing exactly what everyone else was doing. And it was very difficult for me to be able to differentiate myself from everyone else. The thing is that even though what that happened to me about 12, 13 years ago, that's exactly what's happening right now. The same advice that I got, that's the same advice that most people get right now in IT. I'm telling you. Okay? Now, really quick, I'm going through some questions, and one guy said, "So, someone with no experience in IT returned from military to do." Okay, let me tell you a story, and I'm gonna bring, by the way, in the next few weeks, I'm gonna finally bring some of my students so they can give their testimonial, because this is no BS. Okay, about 2.5 years ago, 2.5 years ago, okay, a student went through my coaching program. He get out from the military. He was in the army, okay? No bachelor's degree, no experience in IT. And 2 years and a half. Now he's earning more than $130,000. More than $130,000. Does he has a bachelor's degree? No. They had any experience working in IT, any background in IT 2.5 years ago? No. But now he's earning over $130,000. How can that happen when I know many people that work in IT for 5, 7, 10 years, and they still unable to get a high-paying job in IT? Now, what does that mean, a high-paying job in IT? A job that you get paid a lot more than $120,000. You shouldn't stop until you get there. Not 60, not 80, not even 100. You better condition your mind. Then you're not going to stop until you get a job that's going to pay you more than $120,000. And let me tell you why, because there are so many jobs out there that will pay you that much. Now you're probably thinking, well, that's exactly what I'm working on, Jorge. That's exactly what I'm working on. But probably the way that you think, based on the beliefs that you have, the stories that you created based on the advice that you got, the guidance that you got, guess what? That probably for you is in the next 5, 7, 10 years. When you can get it done in the next 3 years, regardless of where you are right now. Now, let me go back on the conversation, okay? Let me go back on the conversation. There are two things that you need to accomplish in order for you to get the job. There are two things in order for you to get the job. One, they have to like you, I told you. If they like you, they're going to start to trust you, okay? And they're going to be open. The second one is they have to know that you can get the job done. They have to know that you can get the job done. Now, going back on what I was saying about you answering the questions, right? Because you probably go through the job interview process. They ask you probably maybe 7 technical questions and maybe 5 other non-technical questions. And you feel like you answer every question the right way. And you're probably thinking, I'm going to get the job because, I answer all questions the right way. And I was very detailed, technical, so I know I did great. So I know I'm going to get a call back and probably I'm going to get the offer. And you end up not getting the offer. Why you think that is, right? Because, yes, probably they think Yes, he answered all the questions, so he knows. He or she knows her stuff, has experience. That's good. But I think the same way about the other 3, 4, 7 other candidates. They know too. You see, you didn't accomplish the second thing, because one thing is for them to know that that you have the knowledge, and another completely different for them to think that you can get the job done. And how you do that? By the way that you connect, by the way that you educate, by the way that you tell stories, and that end up basically influencing the process for you to accomplish that. Because, yes, this is 4 things that I teach my students in detail. As soon as you open your mouth when you go through the job interview process, you have to connect. Most people don't do that. I know I can bring any of you right now and I ask you a very basic question. Very basic question. And this guy, what's his name? Jesse Carrillo. This fool. I don't know what that means exactly. You can type it once again. That would be great. And by the way, if you don't like me for any reason, that's good. I would like you to bring you on one-on-one here. And we can do that probably next time. That way I can take your point of view, and that way I can see where you are in life. What have you accomplished in life? In your personal life, obviously, in your IT career. Many people, it's easy for them to say BS, right? But when I really take a look at those people, and this is something for you as well, because maybe you have someone that's holding you back. Maybe you have some friends that have not the right thinking, and again, they're probably holding you back for you to be able to really do the things that you want to do. We have like what we say that no, the critics, right? Of the people that because they couldn't end up getting their dreams, right? Now they're stopping you for getting yours. Okay. So what does that mean when I'm saying this? That, man, it's just too much going in my mind right now that I want to really share, because like I really want to help you regardless of where you are right now. And that's because IT really changed my life. I know probably some of you know this, but I'm a high school dropout. On my junior year, I went through a few issues, personal issues, and I ended up dropping out. And I wanted to go back, but I couldn't. So I was unable to get my GD. So I was, again, a high school dropout, right? But I ended up doing a few things, and I found out that with IT certifications, I was that option for me to be able to get just a job, just a job in on something, and yeah. So going past years, IT like totally changed my financially, um, um, my financial life status. Um, Man, it's just, and that's the reason why, like on Saturday, I'm taking the time to really provide this, whatever goes through my mind, because IT can really give you a good life. And this is not focused on IT certifications. Everything, it starts, if some of my students are watching this, they know everything, it starts from inside out. Let me tell you one thing that probably maybe one or two of you will really take in this and think about it. But you need to become someone that you are not in order for you to get the things that you don't have right now. And what that means, what you need to think of right now is who you need to become in the next few weeks, not months, in the next few weeks. That way, next year, 2021, you really end up and do the things that you know you have to do. And that's the time for you to really stop listening to most people. Question everything that I've been telling you. Question that. Question everything that you know so far. Question every advice, guidance that you got from me, that you got from other people on YouTube. And step back and really take a look at it, because that's exactly what I do. I never listen to someone that don't have the life, the income, the results that I want. This is not just about the job. Because yes, I know there are many people probably out there, they have a really good job in IT, but their life sucks. You can look at them and you'll be like, hell no, they have a good job, but I don't want to have that life that they have. I don't want to look the way that they look, because you can tell right away that they don't take care of themselves. And if they don't take care of themselves, they're not going to take care of the other areas in their life. So I don't care. You can come up to me and be like, Jorge, I have a high paying job as well. Okay, that's great, man. Good for you. But now let's take a look at your personal life. Let's take a look at what you have accomplished in your personal life. And that's where most people fail. That's where most people fail. I got here now because I know better, because I listened to the right people. I ended up getting coaching. I ended up going through some programs. I ended up doing things that most people are not willing to do. Because at one point I was probably like most people. I know better. I know better. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I know better. I'm going to do it my way. But you see, having that mentality never got me where I wanted to, the destination that I want to get to. Never. I never got the income that I wanted, just because my thinking, oh, I know better. Yeah, I'm going to do it my way. This is a time, once again, question everything that you know in IT. Question everything that you know about IT, about you getting a high paying job, because I know I've been doing this, having students for the last 2.5 years. And I had so many conversations. So I really know what's going on. And for many people, the beliefs they got, they adapted, created stories. And that's exactly what's not allowing you for you to really reach out your potential, for you to be able to get that job that you really want as soon as possible. I've seen this happening like a lot. You know, many people they're qualified, but that's a story that's holding them back a lot. Now, I see many people saying about IT certifications. Yes, the IT certifications help you a lot. They really do. But that's just one part of the equation. There are other high paid skills that you need to learn, that you need to master, nothing to do with IT. And that's exactly what's going to allow you for you to be able to go to the next level in your personal life and in your IT career. I'm telling you. Okay. So yes, any certification, but you see, this is what I go based on reverse engineer the process. I have a lot of good content on YouTube, a lot of good content that many people pay for it inside a coaching program. And that's a ton of it out there on YouTube that you can really go through it. I know many people that end up getting good results without going through my coaching program just because of that content on YouTube. That's probably one thing, you know, one conversation, one thing that I can say that can probably change things for you, you know, and I truly believe that. I'm here to really help those people that need that help. You know, I know most people, a lot of people may not like me, and that's fine. You know, I only trying to reach out to those people that really want to make a difference, not just in their IT career, in their personal life. You see, that's the thing that I teach my students. I'm here to help you, not for you to get just a high-paying job in IT, but for you to be able to get to that life that you want financially. What's the lifestyle that you want for yourself, for your family? You know, because for many years, I was like broke, beyond broke, you know, and I'm like, no, there are ways on how I can get better, you know, not just for myself, but for my family. And that's exactly many of the things that helped me, that I basically teaching, you know, and that's something that I'm going to keep continually do. So once again, if you haven't, please, if you haven't subscribe to the channel. In the next few weeks, this is my first live on YouTube, and I had some issues, but you know, I'm gonna get better on that. But in the next few weeks, I'm gonna do probably 2, maybe 3 every week for the next few weeks, you know, and on some of them, I'm just gonna go based on some questions. I know there's a lot of comments. I cannot go through all of them probably later, but yes, I'm gonna get to those questions, and obviously in the next live, I'm gonna just answer some of those questions. Now, going back on the conversation so that I can end this video. That future about IT engineers in 2021. And this is not, again, because I think I know better. No, I take my time to do some research, to talk to the right people, for me to conclude and be, okay, based on having these conversations, based on what's going on in the market, this is more likely what's going to happen. And this is something that I predicted. If you go back on one of the videos that I posted, I think was in April, I basically predicted this. A lot more people by the end of the year will be getting in IT because of what we are going through, the pandemic. And that's exactly what happens. A lot more people right now are getting in IT. And that for you is for you to think about and be like, okay, the next job that I'm going to go after, probably my first job in IT in the next month, in the next 2-3 months, or probably for me to upgrade that job that I have now in IT to a better one. What I need to focus the most is, what do I need to do? Who I need to become in order for me to completely differentiate myself from everyone else. Because if I only focus on IT certifications, thinking I'm going to get some, you know, my CCNP certification, well, I'm going to get my cloud from, you know, AWS certification, or from Azure, Microsoft, you know, well, I'm just going to get probably, I don't know, some CompTIA certifications. Guess what? The other candidates may end up doing the same thing. So really, you just being like them. That's the reason why you have to focus not only in IT certifications, but on other skills. And there are plenty of videos that I have posted on some of the other skills that you need to learn in order for you to be able to get the job that you want. Because once again, things are getting hard. because how many people are getting in IT? Even though there are many jobs, I had a conversation the other day with a guy, and he was saying about, Jorge, I get what you're saying, but there are jobs out there. And I'm like, that's true. But how is that there are so many jobs out there, a lot of them? We still see a lot of people unable to get a job in IT. Can you explain that to me? That guy had no answer on that. So you see, don't just say things. Think about what you're going to say, because if you do that, if you ask the right questions, you may find out that what you know or what you believe, it's wrong. It's totally wrong. Okay? So there is a video. Let me see if I'm able to access that video. I posted a video this morning. I'm going to start putting a lot of content the next few weeks. Let me send you something for those of you that work in IT. Okay? Let me put it here. That's a link for you to get. They're not 4, they're about 6 videos. Okay? There are 6 videos, and those videos are for those that have a job in IT now and they want to upgrade their IT career to a better one. And you're going through that 6 videos. I'm going to teach you on how to reverse engineer the process. In 1 week, you will know exactly what you need to do. Exactly, again, what you need to do in order for you to be able to upgrade, for you to totally upgrade. That job that you have now in IT to a better one. Many students have gone through that process. And again, in the next few weeks, I'm going to bring some of the students. Let me tell you what happened with one of my students, Michael. He was working in IT for about 3 years, working as a desktop support, earning $24 per hour. And I know many people are at that point. I've been working in IT for a few years and earning about probably between $22, maybe up to $27 per hour. Okay. So in about 6 months, going through that coaching program and doing exactly the process that I'm giving you access to 6 videos on that link, that same process, he ended up getting a full-time job. Network engineer, $80,000 fucking dollars. Can you explain that? From desktop support, earning $24 per hour to $80,000 full-time job. Network engineer, 6 months. That's exactly what you get with this content. And guess what? It's not me saying, oh, you need to get 10 certifications, okay? Go and memorize all the questions, get 5 IT certifications, and go and apply to every job that you think you're qualified for, and let's see if you get something. No, that's what everyone else is doing right now. You don't do that. There is a process, a very specific process. And how can you do that? But if you do it, you get results that most people can't. Okay? So I'm going to 5 minutes. I see people still watching this for 5 minutes. If you have any questions. Now, let's say like this guy, okay, Maddox. That is what I'm making right now, $82K, $82,000. You go through this process with me. I wish, right, that you're going through a coaching program. I can help in the next 6 months for you to go from the 82,000 to 110K in fucking 6 months. 4. If you have more than 20 hours per week, you can get it done in the next 4 months. If you have about 15 up to 20 hours per week, you can get in the next 5-6 months. But you can go from the 82,000 to 110. Imagine that. And not because I'm going to say, oh, you need to get 2 IT certifications. No, that's probably 20% I'm going to ask you to do. But that's about 80% that has nothing to do with IT certifications at all. What are the non-technical skills you need to focus on? Again, there are a ton of videos out there about that. One of them, the process of learning how to learn. Okay? Now, and this is for the ones still watching, okay? And just answer this in your mind. Okay, I'm going to give you more stuff for those of you that are still listening. I'm going to ask you something that I know all of you know. I'm going to ask you something that all of you know. Something very, very, very basic, okay? And answer this question in your mind, okay? Let's say that you are going through the job interview process. Let's just say that you're going through the job interview process. And I'm the manager, okay? And we're doing a Skype video call, okay? And then I get to the point where I ask you a question. Again, I'm the manager, okay? And I ask you a question. And that question is, can you tell me the difference between a router and a switch? What would you say? Take a minute and think about the answer. What's the difference between a router and a switch? And you don't have to write it down. Just think about it. What would you say? And I know I'm asking you something that everyone knows, something very basic. What's the difference between a router and a switch? What would you say? Now, what about if I ask you, can you tell me what's a switch? What would you say? Again, something very easy. Anyone knows that, right? So what would your answer be? What's a switch? And I'm the manager, and I'm asking you that question. I see some more questions. Look, this is what most people will say. Let's say I'm the answer about the switch, okay? Or switches? Yeah, switches work on the layer 2 of the OSI model. Switches are all about MAC addresses, are all about frames, you know, and again, they work on the layer 2 of the OSI model, data link layer. It connects computers for them to communicate. Again, you know, it's all about MAC addresses. We have layer 2 switches, layer 3 switches that work on the OSI model, and the layer 3, the network layer. That's because they do routing. You see all this fucking BS, technical. Stop. That's the reason why you don't get the job. Everyone come out with those technical answers. The way that you answer that question, that's exactly the same way that most people answer that question. So how are you going to differentiate yourself? How are they going to remember you? And again, I ask you, I'm the manager. And why did I ask you that I'm the manager? Because that matters. Did you know that? Did you? That matters who asked you that question. If a manager asks me a question about what's a switch compared to a IT engineer, the answer that I'm going to give totally different. The way and how I'm going to start answering the question, totally different. It matters who you're going to answer the question to. Did you know that? You see? There are so many things. So don't think that because you have a few IT certifications, you're going to be able to get a high-paying job in IT. No, you're not. That's reality. Now you're probably saying, okay, Jorge, what would your answer be? Okay? And just that easy question about the switches. Now look what I'm going to do, okay? Well, let's say that the manager is Tom, right? Tom will be like, okay, Tom. So let me tell you what a switch does. Let's just imagine, okay, that we have about, let's say, 40 computers and this one office. So let's say, Tom, that these 40 computers need to communicate with one another. Obviously, in order for them to communicate, first, we need to think about an IP address, right? They have to have an IP address for them to communicate to one another. Now, that computers may get an IP address through static or dynamic. But Tom, come on, you and I both know that, you know, we're not gonna do that statically because it's gonna take the entire day, and that's only 40 computers. That's the reason why we're gonna need a DHCP. Now, in this case, now that we're getting into more technical, let me tell you why. In this case, now we're gonna need a layer 2 device, a switch. Because what switch do, and you see how I'm walking you through a process, how I'm walking you through a story, even though you didn't ask me about DHCP, even though you didn't ask me about IP address, even though you didn't ask me of any of that, how I'm creating a story related to the question that you asked me to, and how I'm able to connect with you, because I'm like, let's just imagine, Tom, that we have 40 computers and one office. And what about, you see how I'm walking you through that fucking process? Shit. That, what I just give you, that's gold. But most people don't know how to do that. And that's the reason why you end up sounding like everyone else. Because you have no idea how to answer questions. Okay? What does a security clearance do for you in your opinion? It helps a lot. If you have the option to take it, yes, it helps a lot. For you to go after those jobs, they ask for that. Okay, that's an opportunity. Yes, I will. I will obviously go for it. But once again, guys, really what I just went through, that's gold. That really is gold. So again, guys, please listen. Next year, 2021, there will be a lot more. And what I mean is a lot more, like thousands, not hundreds, thousands of more people compared to last year. Compared to last year. I need you to listen to this so I can end this video. There are, again, thousands. So there will be thousands of people next year, 2021, either to go after their first job in IT or go after a job in IT. And what that means for you is you're gonna compete with a lot more people. So it's not just after that job or probably other 20 candidates like probably was going on last year. No, 2021, you're gonna have hundreds of other people trying to get the same job that you want. Now, if you end up doing exactly what everyone else is doing, you may not get that job. And if you end up getting a job in IT, your first job, or upgrade the job that you have to a better one, it may not be the one that you want. Instead of you moving up, you're gonna move sideways, like many people do. I posted a video about an hour ago. Okay, you can go through that video. Jeremy, I see Jeremy. That's Jeremy from my students. If that's you, Jeremy, type yes, man. Come on, type yes. I hope that's you, man. So, this is the guy I was talking about, Jeremy, right? That's the guy. That's the guy that ended up getting more than 130K in 2.5 years, and a girlfriend in Italy, right? I think that's him. I'm gonna bring him. Jeremy, be ready. I'm gonna reach out to you so we can do a live. That way, other people see what can be possible when you do the right things. Jeremy, can you tell them if that's not too much of discretion, and how much are you earning like right now? The offers that you probably been getting, on since 2.5 or probably less. If that's more than 2.5, let me know, man. But I think it's 2.5 years, right? That this happened. So you see, guys, this is no BS, and obviously because Jeremy's right here, he knows that the way that you go through your IT career, the way that you start the process to change yourself from inside out, that's exactly what makes the difference for you to finally become who you need to become for you to get the results that you want. What I mean by results, that's a job, the income, the personal things that you want to accomplish in your personal life. And that's the thing that I don't like about many of the YouTubers, and it's not like I'm talking trash, but many of the YouTubers, they give you some motivation for you to go back and do things that are not working for you. I mean, that's crazy, don't you think? Like, how I'm going to allow for you to listen to this short guy telling you to do this one thing that I know that's going to hold you back? I mean, no, that's no reason on why. There we go. So Jeremy, so he went from the 30K to 132, and it took less than I think it took 2 or 2.5 years, if I'm not mistaken. So once again, guys, I mean, for those of you listening, you have to really, if you don't like me, that's fine, but just listen on what I'm saying and trust that, because it fucking works. The coaching program applies for everything, any position. A lot of it, because it's really customized. You get me, like for those of you that are interested in the coaching program, that's exactly what you get from me. Like you and me just doing this every 2 weeks, and obviously you get all access to the membership site and plenty of more things. Okay. So man, there's so many things that I wanted to talk about. I didn't want to do this more than 45 minutes, but You know, I'm gonna do this, okay? Tomorrow Sunday, I'm gonna do another one. Tomorrow Sunday, I'm gonna do another one because I'm gonna start answering some questions because I really want to be the person for you guys to go to. Like, okay, Jorge, help me out. Let's do this, okay? And don't believe what most people say out there. You know, there is a few programs, okay? There are a few programs. There are 2 programs. They basically teach you out there that says, oh, become a cybersecurity engineer. And you can tell them that I say that. That's NextGen. That's a company, NextGen. You know, you can quote me. You can send this video to them because I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to tell you how it is. They give you some BS, okay? How to become a cybersecurity engineer in the next 16 or 20 weeks. And you don't pay nothing up front. That's BS. You cannot become a cybersecurity engineer when you're fucking new in IT. You cannot do that. It's a process that you have to go through a first job, at least in IT, before you do anything with cybersecurity. Now, you don't pay anything up front. That's BS. Why? Because they make you sign a contract. And they're going to take 10%. I think it's up to, I'm not sure, but I think it's up to 10% of your paycheck for the next 2 years. So regardless of what job you get, right, you end up paying more than 10 grand for that freaking program the last 20 weeks. It's not personal. It's not freaking customized. It's not customized. Man, many people are really taking advantage. Many people are really taking advantage because right now IT, I mean, it's going up. It's exploding. So many jobs out there and many more in the next 2-5 years. And that's the reason why we have some more people trying to get in. But if you get the wrong advice, I'm telling you, you're gonna get stuck like many people right now. Okay. So tomorrow I'm gonna do another one. So make the time, guys. I'm gonna do another one. Okay. A+, Security Plus, and then finally Cisco. BS. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. A+. Don't do that. Security Plus. Don't do none of it. Let me don't go anywhere. Let me take a minute, okay? This one is no, I think it's this one. Okay. So right here, right there. You see it? Probably you do. Right there. A+. A+. I got my A+. Now think about this, okay? Why would I get my A+, right, and have it and advise people not to do it? Why? Because obviously I wouldn't do the same things that I did before because before I didn't know any better. Now that I know better, I will not, if I have to start my IT career all over again, fuck that. I will not do CompTIA. Don't do that. That's wasting time. And I know many people may not agree. Oh, it's because you need the basics, you need this. No, that's your beliefs. That's your fucking beliefs. And you adopted that belief from other people in the IT community. You don't need that. Period. None of my students, none of them, zero. The ones that finally end up getting a job in IT, none of them have their fucking CompTIA certifications. None of them. BS. Okay. Well, good. Jeremy, reach out to me, man, on Facebook. We need to follow up on doing some calls with you and for you and I to do a call here, man. But once again, guys, keep, the next few weeks, okay, the next probably 2 months, the next 2 months, I'm going to be December, January. I'm going to be doing a lot of this, okay, because I really want to help you. Okay. Let's see. Why is A+, Network Plus not useful though? Give me reasons, mate. Okay, A+, Network Plus. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Just don't fucking take them. Now, people may say, Jorge, on this job, they require for you to have the Security Plus. Good, take it. If it's required for you to get it based on the job that you're gonna go after, get it. But you don't need to. But if it's required, okay, get it. But no. A+, Network Plus for so many. You know how many people been in IT working in an entry-level job? Years. Because they end up doing it the wrong way. You know, I'm gonna tell you another student, Juan. Okay, he got in the coaching. I obviously no experience, no bachelor's, nothing in IT. Excuse me. 7 months. It took 7 months. It took him for him to get your first job in IT, going through a process with me. Guess how much? First job in IT. First job in IT. $34 per hour. $34 per hour. First job in IT. And guess what? Not too long ago, about 2-3 months ago, I think it was 2 months ago, guess how much? Second job now in IT. $40 per hour. It took him 1 year to earn $40 per hour. Are you hearing this? $40 per hour. 1 year it took for him to get that. $40 per hour. And he has no freaking CompTIA certifications. None. Haven't worked in 3 years, had 5 desktop, that Security Plus, landing a job, not much Tech Midwest, just got my IT, got my CCNH in my life, fucking life, and degree for planning CCNP next year. What country do you work in? Obviously, I live in Chicago, so that's United States. A higher personnel skills since I had none. I want to make sure the bank is there Monday. That's good. That's good. So again, it's not difficult when you do the right things for you to be able to get a good job in IT. Not difficult at all. You know, you're doing the right things. The question is, and this is exactly what I teach the students inside the coaching, and something for you to think about. Don't settle at all. You do not stop until you get a job that pays you at least $120K. At least. You do not stop until you get there. Now, once you get there, that's so many opportunities. But I teach my students, why settle to 120 when you can get 150, $180,000? Imagine for many of you, they're probably earning about $60,000, $80,000. Imagine in the next year, not in the next 5, in the next year, you double your income. How your life will be. Imagine that paycheck that you get every 2 weeks, now you get it every freaking week. Imagine that. Imagine you being able to earn $160,000. You know how much that is, $160,000? That's about $8,000 in your pocket, or $8,500, depending on where you live, every month in your pocket. After taxes and everything they take away from you. Imagine what life can you have, the life that you can provide to your family. You know, everything that I do, it's because what you see behind me, my family. And I know some of you already have a family, you're planning having family, and you want to provide the best to them, right? So why, that's what I tell sometimes my friends. Why wait 5 years for you to get to a really high paying job when you can get it in the next 2? Why? Why? I'm telling you, man. That's true. This guy sent road says 160K, right? It's a 10 grand a month in Florida. You know, I think it's Florida, Alaska, Virginia. There are 8-9 states where the taxes are really low. So imagine, you know, there's so many opportunities, man. Like a lot of you really have no idea the potential, you know, and the possibilities and who can you be. And that's exactly my main thing, you know, who you need to become. Who you need to become. It's going to allow you for you to get the life that you want, right? So I'm just going to leave you with that. Tomorrow I'm going to do another. So please, the comments, you know, really helps, you know, subscribe to the channel. You know, I'm going to, again, there is a video. Let me take a second. Let me get the video. Watch the video and let me tell you why you need to go and watch that video, okay? And that's because that's instructions on how you can send me a personal message and for me to know more about you and for me to do a video just for you. I'm going to do a video and I'm going to post it on YouTube and I'm going to answer in detail your question. And again, this will help. Why? Because I ask you a few questions. That way I know more about you. That way, the answer that I'm going to give you is very customized to you, not to someone else, to you. That's the reason you take the time to answer those questions that I ask you. I'm going to take the time the next few weeks because I already have 21, but I'm going to take the time to really do a video to each one of them. Okay. So let me post that here, and it can be any question, really. It can be any freaking question. Watch that video. Okay. Watch that video. And I get back to you. Watch the video. There are instructions on how can you reach out to me. And yeah, okay, exactly. Subject, my 2 questions. That's right. This guy did it. Okay, so just go through that video. So guys, have a really great weekend. I'm gonna do a lot more the next few weeks. I'm gonna do a lot the next 2 months. Okay, because one of my goals with the membership type, because I'm gonna open the membership type finally. Okay. That's in 2 weeks. I'm gonna be opening the membership time, and my main goal, and I'm gonna talk about this early next year about it, is I want to make sure that I'm able to help 1,000 people, and that means that I'm gonna have 1,000 videos from 1,000 people that said, Jorge, because of your training, because of your membership type, my life has changed. And listen what I'm saying. Not my IT career, my life has change. And that's my goal. 1,000 videos, 1,000 people that I really want to reach out to and completely change their lives. You know, that's my fucking goal. Okay. So that's it. That's all I have, guys. I will see you tomorrow. And yes, December 1, there are a few things you will see on December 1 you're going to be able to go to, and that's going to be a countdown. Okay. And that can happen, Mark. I want to change my financial life. I don't know, Mark, right away. You know, everyone can go if you want, but Mark, tell me more, man. Tell me, like, do you work in IT? This is for Mark Anthony. Do you work in IT or no? And if you do, put me here. What job do you have? Because if you work in IT, okay. Oh, you work in IT. Great. What's the position? How much are you earning? Fast. Come on. What's the position and how much are you earning? Now, Ali is another of my students. Great guy. He's doing a lot of things right now. System engineer, 65K. Look, if you really, you know, I'm not selling you anything, but that really whether I can help you, and that's because you're taking time from me and doing the one-on-one calls and exactly what you need to do and getting access to my entire library of content. Okay. We can go from the 65 to the 95K in 4 to 6 months. To 95K, man, 95K in 4 to 6 months. Now the question is, what's the difference between the 4 to 6 months and how bad you want it? How bad you want to go through the process? How bad you want it? How fast you want to go through the process? That's exactly what that means. We can go from the 65 to the fucking 95K. I have done it with a lot of students. Not all of them. Some of them double their income. Okay, some of them, again, not all of them, because I don't want to say things that are not true. Some few double their income. Some others didn't double, but they were able to do more than 25, 30K, you know? So going from 50K, some of them were able to do 75K, 80K, okay? So again, some were able to double their income. You know, another student, Nick, he was working in a help desk with a bachelor's degree. I'm like, what the fuck, man? You have a bachelor's degree and a good, I mean, from a good university in Chicago, a good one, okay? And you work in the help desk, man? What the hell? I'm working there for 1 year. No, man, let's move you out of there as soon as possible. And it took about 4 months. And I know there was no more than 4 or 5 months. He went from earning $40,000 help desk, bachelor's degree, to a 75K. 75K. Network analyst. From help desk to network analyst, 75K in less than 5 months. In less than 5 months. So, that's all I have, guys. So you can look at anything on the website what I offer. You know, I'm really here to help you. I'm really here to help you. Okay, and for you to accelerate the process, not only for you to get a high-paying job in IT, but for you to finally go and create the life and have the life that you always dream of. Okay, so that's it. That's all I have, guys. I will talk to you soon. Man, I was working at Fox Studios, but I got laid off due to COVID. This is the other thing I tell my students, man, and they know. You need to be so prepared based on what the market needs and wants that if you get laid off, you can get a job as soon as possible because you know what's going on. You become the very version of yourself that has the value to offer to the market based on what the market wants. Now, this is something that I really need you for you to always have in mind, okay? You have to go and become based on what the market needs, not based on what some guy says. That's the reason why I don't like a lot of the YouTubers, because it's easy for me to say, oh, let me teach you this one technical thing. It's going to keep you stuck. Oh, you need to learn, Python. Oh, no shit, obviously. Oh, thank you, man. Oh, you need to learn Docker, because it's AWS, the cloud. Let me teach you this one thing. Like, really? No shit, obviously, man. So give me something that's going to fucking change my life. Give me something that's going to fucking allow me to really double my income in IT. Don't give me that same bullshit that everyone else is giving me on IT, on YouTube. And again, those people that motivate you for you to go back and do the things that are not working for you, that's not good, man. That's not good. That's the reason everything that I said, that's not because of me. I take my time to see what the market wants and what the market needs. That way, I focus on that. Exactly what the market needs and what the market wants. Okay? So, that's all I have, guys. It's been an hour. So, again, guys, if you want to take your IT career, put your life to the next level, I will suggest for you to consider the coaching program. I really do. I only take 3 people every month, 3 people. And yes, it costs. For you to get me, it costs, but it's worth it. Jeremy knows that. Ali, he's here too. One of my students knows that. It's worth that investment. But again, guys, really take care. I will see you in the next few days, but I'm going to do definitely one tomorrow. So I hope seeing you all here. I'm going to do it at the same time. Okay? 1 p.m., 12:30, 1 p.m. Central Time. Okay? Take care, and I will talk to you soon.